Wake up. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of watching you sleep. That's better. Open your eyes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're probably wondering why you're tied to that chair and why you have a gag in your mouth. Well, it's very simple. Um, you ruined my life, and I'm here to help you out. That's right. I'm actually gonna help you out. Hmm. Judging by the look on your face, you don't believe me. Allow me to explain. About 10 years ago, you used the little rotating doorstop at the bottom of that big heavy door on the east side to prop it open, completely propped open, just blatant. Yeah, this was over at the Guzman building. Remember that? Yeah, you used to work there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's weird how so many law enforcement agencies had offices in the Guzman building. Yeah, and you worked for one of them. Now, that's the thing that amazes me. You would think that someone who works in law enforcement would understand what the term access control means. Now, I bet you do understand, but you just didn't care. Yeah. So you opened up the door just a little bit and you slammed that footstop down and you propped open that door. Why? Because you're a lazy piece of human garbage. Yeah. I mean, after hours on a weekend, the east side doors are always kept closed and locked. There is no west side entrance, and the south side is kept closed and locked. But the north side entrance is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, why is that? Oh, that's right, because the security desk is there. During normal working hours on a weekday, all of the entrances are open. But after hours on a weekend, only the north side, which is literally around the corner from the east side. But no, you were so damn lazy, you couldn't be bothered to literally walk around the corner, could you? And re-enter the building from that side, could you? No. You were so freaking lazy, you couldn't be bothered re-entering from the north side. So you propped open the east side door in such an obvious damn way. When it was time for me to do my security patrol, I found the east side door the way you had left it. And on that day, I wasn't feeling well. I was dizzy, but I genuinely thought that I was getting slightly better, especially compared to the day before. Well, turns out I was wrong. because when I bent down to prop up that footstop, I fell over. That's right. I fell over, landed on my arm, and broke it. Somehow, I managed to stand up, make my way back to the security desk, which again, literally around the corner from the east side. I had to dial 911. Then I dialed my boss, and that miserable prick showed me zero sympathy. But he said, well, I guess since you actually broke your arm, nothing we can do about it. I'll send someone to cover your shift. That was the only thing he gave a damn about. And because of you, because my arm was broken, I ended up losing my job. Yeah, I spent weeks recovering. You know what it's like to recover at home when you don't have any money or two working arms to do anything fun and enjoyable? Yeah. Yeah, I don't consider that a vacation. Do you? Oh, that's right. You can't actually speak. Mm-hmm. Well, oh, how do I know it was you? I didn't at first. But then, when your bosses transferred you back to the Guzman building, you did that little door trick again. And this time, it was a supervisor who fell, one of your direct supervisors. And she was not happy. So she found out who you were, and they fired your ass. Yeah, that lovely pension, gone. And then you were actually stupid enough to turn around and sue her. And her attorney mentioned that this was not the first time you had done that, and that in fact videotape evidence exists of a security guard who fell over. That's right. Years ago, because of what you did. It was so easy putting two and two together. I know it was you. Don't bother trying to deny it, even if you could speak. You lazy, miserable piece of human garbage. By the time that my arm healed, for some bizarre reason, the security company that actually fired me wouldn't transfer me to another place. See, it's very difficult for security guards to get fired. Normally, if a client is unhappy, they're told that the security guard was fired, and then they just transfer him to another client's site. Well, this time they actually fired me. When I went to talk to my supervisor, I had to practically beg him to rehire me because it doesn't look good on a resume when you're actually fired by a security company, even an online resume. So he said, okay, I guess it really wasn't your fault that you broke your arm. You were just trying to secure that door. So he said, right now I've got an opening at one place, just one. You're going to be working the night shift again. It's at a homeless shelter. Oh, let me tell you something. When you work in security, that's the last place you want to work. Not because the people there are dirty, but because a lot of them have mental issues. A lot of them are unstable. It's not their fault. But when one of them attacks you because he thinks you're a demon trying to steal his soul, yeah. And that's what happened to me. He had a weapon. Thankfully, it wasn't a gun or a knife. And I was able to take that lead pipe away from him. And all of that because you were too damn lazy to literally walk around a corner. Too damn lazy. I would love to meet the worthless sperm donor who thinks he's a father who raised you. You know what the funny part is? I bet he thinks he did a good job. A good job. I bet he thinks that, doesn't he? That's okay. You don't need to reply, even if you could. So like I said, I'm actually going to help you out, even though you ruined my life. See, you're not old. You're not crippled. You're just a lazy piece of human shit. And I'm going to help you. Because if people find out that you're a lazy, worthless piece of human shit, they're not going to treat you with any respect or consideration. So we're going to change that. And here's how. Yeah. I'm going to use this folding knife to cut off your damn legs. That way, when you decide to behave like a lazy, worthless piece of human garbage, people won't look down on you. Oh, they'll feel sorry for you, but they won't look down on you. You see, I'm going to make sure that from now on, for the rest of your freaking life, you have a good reason for being a lazy, worthless piece of human garbage. I'm going to give you a good reason for that. Oh, and if you're thinking this knife is small, well, I did that on purpose. Remember that idiot hiker who didn't tell anyone where he was going, didn't tell anyone how long he planned to be out there, didn't tell anyone, hey, if I don't come back, send search and rescue. Remember that? Stupid idiot got his arm wedged in a rock. And then he had to use a very cheap multi-tool to cut off his arm. Yeah, he used the blade. Don't worry, this one's good and sharp. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah, the way he did it, well, he cut around the arm, and then when he was done, he broke the bone and then stretched the flesh over it. You know what? Considering he had his 15 minutes of fame for being a freaking idiot, maybe to him it was worth losing an arm. People just fawned over him and talked about how brave he was. He wouldn't have needed to be brave if he wasn't stupid. So that's what I'm going to do with your legs. I'm going to cut around them. I'm going to break the bone. And then I'm not going to stretch the flesh over what's left of your stumps. I'm going to dial 911, and then I'm going to walk away. If you live, great. If you don't, oh well. Now, in case you do live, yeah, I'm actually headed out the door, and I'm taking a plane to a certain country that has no extradition treaty with the U.S. Absolutely none. I mean, the Middle East can be surprisingly beautiful. So, yeah, I have family there. They care about me. So, that's what I'm going to do. Came here for a better life and ran into a lazy, worthless piece of shit like you. Yeah. So, even if you do live, even if the authorities find out which country I went to, there's not a damn thing they can do about it. But don't you worry. Considering how much money you make in law enforcement, oh, you're going to be able to afford the best electric wheelchair ever made, the absolute best one. By the way, I normally have a lot of respect for law enforcement officers, so I want this to be absolutely clear. This isn't because you work as a law enforcement officer. This is because your lazy ass caused me to fall, break my arm, and you ruined my life. Yeah, has nothing to do with you being a law enforcement officer. You could be a damn janitor, and I'd still tie you to that chair and cut off your damn legs. I wanted you to know why before we began. And now you do. Well, I mean, yeah. You seem a little surprised. Who's gonna look for you in an abandoned toilet, in an abandoned office building? I'm actually surprised that the automatic flush still works, although clearly it's malfunctioning. All right, enough pleasantries. Let's get started on those legs.